Morning, Notre again. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Glad you can be here this morning. Just kind of doing a little run through here before I start. There's a significant amount of gap ups today. Good morning, Sauger. Significant amount of gap ups. And BYND is definitely one of those, which is why I've got that one here. If you're looking for short float stocks, there was Life, which I actually have completely left alone, and I missed an incredible short on. I actually saw it right here as it was about to break through this flag, and I was waiting for people to start selling to $4 on the bid, and it completely flushed down all the way to $3.90. So I wanted to get in here. I think it was like 200, maybe 400 shares to go, and was planning on piecing out down to the 360s. I wouldn't have waited for the whole move here, but I was going to piece out down to the 360s, and I was, going for, a good solid move on that, but I missed it. But anyway, if it comes back, then I'll be ready for it. Another one that I set an alert on was VXRT. So that was, I think, one of the leading gappers this morning. And then there's an oil, or has something to do with oil. It's just it's the ultra short Bloomberg crude oil. I can't. It's escaping me. Whatever you call these, but anyway, very volatile stock, and I don't know. I mean, obviously, if U.S. oil continues to plummet, I might consider. As a matter of fact, I was going to put this down here. I want it to be at the very bottom. I might consider going long on this. But yeah, VXRT. I've got an alert. I wanted to let me know when it hits 321. I think is what I set it to. So once it gets into the 320s, I've got it set a note there that there's a critical break at $3.35. So other than that. Morning work diver, good to see you. Yeah, it would have been nice, man. But anyway, right now, probably my biggest focus is going to be, so here's something with mRNA. I drew this trend line, and it looks as though we could get a break of these levels here. And let me make sure. Yeah, so that's Monday, Tuesday, 410. Yeah, so it opened here, basically up here. So yeah, if it gets a break of 53 and a break of 75, I may even start adding, as long as this doesn't do this in pre-market. I'll be watching it though. Like when the bell rings, if it looks like it's going to get a breakdown through 53, I'll probably start with 100 shares. I'll probably add maybe 200. I'll probably add to my position at the break of 52.70, or maybe even 52.60. But I think we could get a good, strong move down, at least, to the $50 area, maybe even, you know, maybe even these areas back here. I don't know if it would go all the way down. I could see it certainly, you know, hitting a bottom around 50, 60. But it may crack through it a little, you know, and it could come. It could come all the way down to this this trend line. But I'm expecting kind of a move down that way. So I do plan on watching that one out of the gates. BYND it's had a massive run up. News on, I think it has to do with Starbucks bringing their meat products into their stores in China, I believe. You guys might want to, those of you who have access to FinViz or MarketWatch, you might want to check those out or check that out real quick. But what we basically know here is that there's a pretty strong fundamental catalyst behind it. So, you know, this could see a good run up today. But the SPY is not doing too well, and I don't know how that might affect it. Plus, it has to do with China, and there's a lot of negative sentiment towards China right now, just with everything related to the coronavirus, and especially as more and more reports come out with, you know, the whole laboratory created virus and all of that. So, anyway, guys, this is butting up against the 100-day moving average. So, you know, this could be another good short, but I don't know. This isn't really providing me the best setup, but I know there's going to be volatility, and I know there's going to be a lot of volume on this stock today. And so I'm going to try to play this one from just an unbiased perspective. But I'll tell you what, you know, if it starts cracking down through 88, I may jump in, even if it's just a quick scalp down to 87, down to these levels here. Again, I hope it does not do this in pre-market, because if it does, I'm going to miss that ride. Netflix has got earnings. I think we're earnings today or tomorrow. Let's see. When are Netflix earnings? Okay, I think it is today. I think it is going to be today. So, and they're probably gonna, before I give any opinion on that or say anything about that, let's see. So they're up ahead of earnings. I'm not finding when they're going to report it. I mean, I would expect them to report it at the closing bell, or, you know, like 4:30 today, but I genuinely don't know, and I'm not finding any information here on that. I'm sure I could find it if I really wanted to, but the biggest thing to know right now is that Netflix is reporting earnings today. But the even bigger thing to look at is this pattern right here that's forming. If it does not break 450, then I think, you know, and where do we come up to? So 447, and I think we were, back up here. On this day, we had reached a level of 449.80. So if we continue to see rejections, this actually could be a good pattern, and this could have a nice pullback today. At least enough of a move to where if you jumped in with 50 shares or 100 shares, you could do really well on it. Now, if it breaks out of 450, then that's going to be extremely bullish. But I don't know, guys. I mean, I think we're getting close to the point to where it's had such a significant run up, and there could be a lot of profit taken today, because, you know, when you got to think about it, when earnings, I mean, well, actually, with Netflix, earnings are probably not devastated at all, really. I mean, everybody's at home, everybody's watching Netflix. I'm sure there have been people subscribing or continuing to subscribe or upgrade or whatever. So I don't know. This is going to be a tricky one, which is why I want to really just kind of focus more on the technical aspect of it. So what I was planning on doing today, matter of fact, I'll go ahead and do it now. Netflix, I want to know when this is getting close to 450. So, and I'll just put here a little note, critical break at 449.80. So we'll watch for that. PDD had a really big run up yesterday. I actually missed this one. Just, wasn't paying attention, but it was better for long bias traders anyway. I do think PDD can trade real nicely sometimes, and it's possible that, especially if SPY continues to come down, PDD could, make a significant move to the downside, maybe even down to the 48.50. I think it was 48.70 level. So that would be good for a good quick scalping, and it could go further than that. I mean, you could, if you held on to a few shares to see if it continued to come back. I don't get the idea that it's going to come all the way back, but who knows? Let me actually see. So it does have a 22% short float interest. Yeah, I mean, not any major significant news. I mean, from a couple days ago, from the 19th, PDD subscribes to US or to $200 million in GOME convertible bonds in strategic partnership. So, and we are sitting at all-time highs thus far anyway. And so that's why I've got this one up here too. It's looking like it could be a decent setup. Obviously, it's made these highs. Yesterday came all the way up here, double topped, came back. It's never been able to quite make it back above it, and now it's just kind of losing steam. So I can see this coming in for a really good short today. Good morning, Theta Trader. Good to see you. And then the rest of these down here are just down here. I mean, I'm not really, it's the same story, guys. I mean, I try to keep and see. Look at this. We're actually already getting the break in pre-market. This is what I hate. This is what I hate. This is. I'm almost considering just taking it. I would have to get out, but yeah, it's losing steam, guys. Losing steam, man. So if it gets at the break of 52.60, there's a little buying, but not much. I'll take a stab at it, guys. I mean, it really looks like it wants to go. So I'll just take a pre-market stab at it. We'll see what happens. Let me go ahead and remove executions. Obviously, if it starts getting a pretty brutal pullback, then I'll have to get out quickly. But I would really like to see this. I think this has great potential to come down to the 50s. So, but the thing is if this doesn't, like we're not seeing any kind of fast break here, which does make me a little nervous. If we start getting a buy up, then There we go. Okay, so this could be good. 50 is a good break, and if it continues to go down, so that's not bad. There we go. There's a nice little drop there. Flushed all the way down. Could continue to go. Give it a chance to move. Give it a chance to move down through 52. Oh, come on. Don't come up on the bids. Well, actually, no, that's fine. You can come up on the bids. I mean, it looks like, I mean, there's a lot here. There's a lot of consolidation, you know, but I still think we could get down there. Did not have a clean, quick break, so. Now they're coming back up. Let's give this a second to work itself out. Okay, I'm gonna come out just so we can get on with it. I mean, it may continue to drop, but this is why I said, guys, this would have been a move for the market open, and now, you know, it's come down here. It is breaking through this consolidation, so that's fine too, you know, because I can kind of reset my mentality with this. You know, if it clears this if it clears this consolidation, then we could get a good potential run down to these levels down here. So, but we'll see. We'll see when the market opens. I mean, there's a lot that could happen here today. But anyway, so let's see. Netflix, PDD. I will want to know if PDD is nearing 49.35. Critical break there, down to 48.71. So I want to be alerted here on PDD at PDD, the break of 49.40. Okay. All right. Good morning, Yoni. Good to see you. Still tilted from the AMD trade yesterday. Tagged me out. Went so far. Yeah. Well, good to see you, Yoni B. And I do have AMD here, as a matter of fact, and I'm thinking about trading that one too today. I think we might finally, especially if SPY breaks these levels, I'm going to go over here in a minute. I think we might finally see some downside action on that. Boeing here still have this trend line that I drew from yesterday. If we can break through this trend line, I think it's possible to make a move down to at least, you know, the low 130s levels. AMD, you know, like I said, I mean, it could be bull flagging, yes. But again, SPY could drag this one down. So Roku, ZM, not really watching them. NVAC's not really watching. They're just kind of there at the bottom of the list for me to check up on from time to time. SEO, I've got SEO up here because as long as U.S. oil, continues to go down, and I've got that up on another chart in TradingView. As long as that continues to go down, this could make some really solid momentum to the upside. So it's really the only reason it's up here. Boeing, I would probably want to know if there was a break of 137, so I'm going to put an alert in there. Boeing. Okay. AMD. I'll just keep that on watch. And then, PDD, got the alert set. Netflix. Again, we could almost expect profit taking here. BYND. Looks like we could get that move down past 87.50. So that's something that would be interesting to watch. And then mRNA. mRNA is really the only one that I would feel semi-comfortable with trading out the gate. So SPY, let's see what SPY is doing. So yesterday, guys, I drew these two trend lines here, as you can see. And obviously, we tapped off of this one and started breaking down, and now we've broken down through this one. So I'm actually going to remove this one here. And this is really the one that we're looking at right now, guys. And it's breaking through it. And there's a very critical level here at 275.46. Okay, and I think if we come down past that level, we are going to come down to test the 271.41 level. And then if we break that, we can move all the way down to really, the low 260s. So we'll see. We'll see what happens today. Guys, things are not good right now, and oil is being stored and not used. Got a lot of companies out of business. We've got, the airliners are not buying fuel right now. Granted, they have supplies contracted out. They already have X amount of oil or gas bought up, but it's just not, I guess you could put it like this. I'm having a hard time talking here just because I'm watching mRNA. It's right here back at this 552 or 5250 point. What was I saying? Look at that. Did you see how quickly that tapped? Let's see. So oil. Nonetheless, guys, oil is not being bought up. It's being stored right now. Okay, and so oil's just not doing well. It's just not. So we still don't know where the economy's at completely. We still don't know how things are going to be when they open back up. There's still a lot of uncertainty in the markets right now. Okay, and so we have to take those things into consideration. SPY could get a good solid move down today. Now I'll show you what it's doing right here on the 5-minute. On the 5-minute, it is holding that level. You can see it's holding that level, 275.46, very important level, and it's holding it. And SPY is known to have very irrational moves. So for all I know, this is going to come all the way up here and retest 280, 282 today. And then maybe it could come back and then crash through here later in this afternoon. I mean, that's pretty much been how the SPY has been acting. But who knows? I mean, this could be a bearish enough scenario this morning to where it immediately cracks through. So I'm going to be watching for that. But let's see. Work Divers shop broke 644. Let's check out shop. Okay, wow. Shopify booming. Okay, so this could be a good long setup today. I'm actually going to go ahead and put this on my watch list. Now, I'm not the best long bias trader, but guys, this is significant. Let me just see. Okay, so well, they're saying that the news is that it's very extended and it could correct with the entire markets pulling back. That's what FinViz is saying. And you know, I think that is something good to take into consideration. Obviously, we'd have to see more volume come in. So Shop could actually end up being a good short. Mark took a fat loss yesterday. Yeah, I hope today's nice for you too. Take your time. Take your time. Sauger's calling out Watt, W-A-T-T. Yeah, that looks like it's making a nice move, breaking out through all moving averages, including the 200-day. It's a previous runner, guys, so it could go. It could definitely go at the break. If you get the break of 290, that would be I'd be interested. So 291 on the ask ad. So we'll see what happens there. mRNA is getting a healthy pullback. So if mRNA fails this pullback and comes down, again, I'm going to watch it to go to that level right there. BYND is getting a pullback. So there's a lot going on here today, guys. I might actually put Shop above PDD. So we'll see. We're going to give Netflix time. We'll give Shop time. And then we'll just kind of check to see what's happening here. mRNA, I would really like to know if it gets back down to 52.62. So mRNA 52.62 on the bid. Otherwise, I'll keep my eyes on BYND just in case. 87. Let's go ahead and get in there. See if we can get a good break. There we go. Nice break. Coming out half doesn't, you know, it looks like it's holding there. So let's just see where it goes from here. BYND got a very nice move down. Okay, coming out there. Coming out mRNA. PDD. Oh, PDD's getting such a good move. Let's see. Is it going to get a continuation? mRNA is getting bought back up. BYND is getting bought back up. Shop is just on a tear, complete tear. Shop is doing really well. Netflix is kind of triple topping. It needs to push. Needs to push. BYND coming back up. SPY's getting bought up. mRNA, massive short squeeze. Massive short squeeze. mRNA is just unbelievable. Unbelievable, guys. Watt is obviously getting up there. Okay, it's in the threes. It's in the threes. Continuing to move. Watt is going into a halt. I'm going to put that on the watch list down here. Okay, good job for you guys who are in Watt. PDD a little too choppy. Way too spready on shop right now. Netflix is tanking. They're going to move to the downside. BYND coming back up, testing levels. Shop making some really nice moves. PDD getting a retest of VWAP. Watt, it's been paused. Boeing, AMD looking all right now. Zoom looking like it might be going for a breakout. Roku making a pullback. We're going to look for the break of 129.17 on Roku. See what happens there. Making a nice healthy pullback, Roku. But we'll see. We need to see if it breaks 129.20. It's holding its ground. SPY's getting a VWAP rejection. I'm going to go ahead and take a stab here at Roku. See if it can break 129. Need to see a nice healthy break on that. Okay, not getting really a clean break. Going to come out half just in case. Yeah, did not get a good clean break there, guys. It's choppy. Can we get it? There we go. Kind of looks like it wants to go. We'll see. Wow, it's really fighting it, guys. It's really fighting it. Okay, gonna come out. I've seen Roku have really hardcore snapbacks on resistance like this. So mRNA continuing to come down, but it's a chop fest, guys. Really is. Question is can it break 52.20? Because if it can break 52.20, could really see some momentum to the downside here. BYND. It's making its way up. Look at this on the 2 minute. Look at these wicks on the 2 minute. This is incredible. mRNA is a serious chop fest. Market's pulling, guys. Netflix shop is pulling. And go ahead and take pull back on Netflix. There's a pullback on the broad markets as a whole, but they still may break that line. Shop pulling all the way back past VWAP. What a recovery Shop seems to be making here. It's making it with the markets. Coming all the way back up. All the way back up. Wow, incredible. It's incredible. Okay, Netflix is still having a hard time coming all the way up here. But shop came all the way up there. PDD, Watt making a pullback. Roku ended up coming down. NVAC's pretty much doing the same thing as mRNA. Wow, look at AMD. AMD is getting crushed. Netflix continuing to make a move down with the market. Very spready, so I want to be careful with it. So SPY's getting a bounce off of this level. It's coming up. Market's turning into a chop fest, guys. Turning into a complete chop fest. So just need to be aware of that. Good job, Sauger. Good job. Mark, I don't know. I don't know anything about Snap. It's a good question. Best way to find out is go to MarketWatch, go to FinViz, look up the ticker. They'll tell you. Free websites. You don't have to pay for any of that information. take the money and run, Sagar. Take the money and run. mRNA is making all-time highs. Okay, it did not come back to the trend line. So, but it's interesting. It is, like I said, it's making all-time highs. So it's pretty good. BYND has been a bunch of chop, not really choosing a direction. Netflix, back and forth, shop, back and forth. Everything is waiting to see what the market's going to do. So, and I get it. I mean, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. They need to know what the spy's going to do. Everybody needs to know. This broke that 5-minute candle's low, but then it ended up coming all the way back up. So, don't know if I trust AMD. But, obviously, I'd have to be willing to take a stab at it. The break of 550. And I think I would be. Okay, we're going to get in here, see what kind of a move we can get. There we go. It's a nice little move there. Go ahead and come out half and just see what these other 200 shares can do. Obviously, if it comes back to 51, I'll get out. Don't want to mess around in the chop. I want to see some good, solid resolution to the downside. On AMD, it needs to get crushed. Just needs to get crushed. Come out half there. We're at least going to pay for the trading day today, but let's see what can happen on these other 100 shares here. $56.15 would be a nice solid break. There's going to be some support there. Some comes over 56.50. Stop. Buy. Okay, we're out. AMD's coming back up. It's retracing. See if we can hold to it. See what it can do here. mRNA having a little rough time up here, breaking through these highs. BYND making a nice solid tear to the upside. Netflix still losing steam. It's been a chop fest though. Shop might be about to break again to the upside. PDD not really doing enough of anything, but I'll continue to keep it on watch. Watt I'll remove for now. Like to know if it gets over 350. Setting an alert. We'll look at it then. PDD. Oh, AMD losing steam, continuing to lose steam. Continuing to get a nice sell-off, even with the strength of the SPY. See if we get a little pullback here. Let's go ahead and jump in. 200 shares. See if we can get a break of 56. There we go. There we go. Can we get a break of 56? And come out half. Consider adding to the position. Okay, SPY's on a nice buy up here. SPY's getting bought up, and AMD is still diverging a little. Is this going to be a buy up for AMD? Need to figure that out here. So. This continues to go. I've got to get out. SPY's getting a nice buy up. AMD is following. Let's just see. See what it does here. And we'll see if it breaks 56. Obviously, if it comes over 46, I'll probably have to get out. Okay, got to get out. Down $6 on the day. Man, that whole move on AMD pretty much erased. Hate that. Hate that, guys. mRNA eventually made all-time highs. I mean, look at this. This just looks like a failed bull flag and then just an immediate shoot up. I mean, just what chop. What chop. It's extremely difficult to trade in these conditions here. Shop is losing buy volume. See if it takes my order here. 658.21. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm in shop at 658.21. Obviously, if it continues up, I've got to get out. Need to see some immediate resolution here. There we go. Bring it down. There we go. See how far down we can get. There we go. There we go. See if we can take off. I'll take off half there just in case. We got 5 left. Let's see if shop can finally lose these levels. 658.21. See if it finally gets that breakdown. Be nice to get the rollover. AMD, look at this. What do you know? AMD coming all the way back down. AMD coming all the way back down. But the SPY is coming down too. But the SPY is meeting at VWAP. So on shop, I'm looking for a good solid flush down on these 5 shares. Really would like to see it starting to get a sell off here. This would be critical. Obviously, if it comes up, I'm going to have to get out. VXRT has got a critical break at 350. Critical daily break. It's very choppy. Very, very choppy. But it looks like it could do it. Looks like it's going to break that high of day. There's a wall at 340. Needs to be broken. Shop is getting that flush down that I was looking for. Might take a couple more shares off here. 648.41. See if it can come back down there. Now I'm looking for a break. Now I'm just going to set my stop to above 658. I'll just set it to 658 on those last 5 shares. Seven. 50. $650, $750. So if it triggers that, we'll put in a order at 658. Yeah, because I'd rather just get out break even. Yep, AMD is choppy, pulling up with the markets. Need to see it choose some kind of direction. And I would like to know if shop gets to 647.50. Netflix made a pullback up to VWAP. BYND bouncing off of VWAP. mRNA still coming up, looking to make new highs again. VXRT, did we ever get up there? No, we rejected off of 40. Could never break through that wall. That's why I like to wait for confirmation, guys. Boeing is okay. AMD is okay. We would look for, if the markets start making a pullback altogether, if AMD breaks 56, I'll definitely get in. I'll take another stab at it. Shop. Really want to see Shop get crushed today. I do think it is overextended and that we could see a significant pullback. I mean, maybe even down to the low 600s, and I'll just keep setting my stop further and further down. It'd be a great Great way to, okay, and it's breaking it. So I would look to take half. I would take half at like, where would be the next take profit? 630. Let's see. Okay, so making a move down. So maybe six. Maybe I'll take half here. The break of 640. So we'll say 638. I'm gonna take 2. If it can get down there. Now obviously I'm going to move my stop up to 653.95. So before I even do that, stop limit 650. Let's just say 654.01 and 655.01 or 650. Yeah. Buy stop. So I'll just keep moving my stop down. That's how we'll do this. AMD looks like it's ready to start getting crushed. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, we're in AMD. See how far of a move down we can get with it. SPY's pulling through VWAP. We're going to have some resistance at 85. Okay, I'm going to come out half just in case it starts acting stupid again. SPY is getting a bounce off of VWAP, so it's not a good look. Okay, SPY's continue to run through VWAP. AMD should pull back, but it's been a chop fest, guys. It's just been a chop fest on AMD. Would love to see it break through these levels here at 55. If it cracks through here, all these levels here, at 55.55, we could get a good solid move down. But then again, you know, it's going to do what the SPY does. I mean, that's what it's been doing. For the most part, it diverged a little bit from the SPY. It diverged a little bit, but we want to see a lot more than just a little bit. Okay, SPY's getting a sell-off. Down, wanting to break the 20 moving average on the 5-minute. Would be good to see AMD go with it. But AMD still giving us a hard time here. I'm going to look for the break of 55.85. There could be some potential support there. Again, you have to be mindful of what the SPY is doing. There we go. There we go. It's a nice little move down there on AMD. pulling back to test 55.90 probably. There we go. SPY's continuing to pull a little. There we go. AMD has got to break 55.55 to see a good flush. There we go. Just doesn't want to do it. Come on. Let's break 80. Let's break 80. If SPY holds the 20-day moving average on the 5-minute, I'm going to have to come out of this. Okay, just lost it. So AMD should continue to move down. There we go. Nice move on AMD. SPY's making a pullback. AMD's making a pullback. I'm going to go ahead and come out and just take whatever profit I can there. SPY's retesting VWAP. My apologies if anybody's been asking questions. I have not had my mind too much into the chat here. Okay, this is good here on, so I'm going to take this now. I'm going to move my stop down now at 648. Okay, so stop limit. This comes up to 648. I'm going to want to get out. There we go. It's a nice solid move down. See if we can continue to get that move down. So 648. Maybe even 646, but I'll give it to 648. Okay, shop continuing to get that sell off. Kind of wish I had held on to those 10 shares because I'd be up over $200 right now. SPY's continuing to lose its lunch. You know what? I'm going to lock in some profit. This is really good. This is a great area to lock in profit. Let's see if we can get that profit locked in here. Shop has been choppy though, so it might not get my order. Okay, it's skipping my order, or it didn't get my order. Okay, so obviously if shop comes over 647, I'm gonna want to get out. 647.48. So stop limit 5 shares at 647.50. And we'll take that at 648. 21. So we'll at least make 50 bucks. So it's my new stop limit right there. Hopefully it gets rejected and comes back down and we just continue to see a nice flush to the downside here. AMD still losing its lunch. Came out prematurely on that as always, but sorry guys, AMD just makes me nervous. What are you gonna do? Should be waiting for pullbacks on this. So okay, I would be willing to take 2 at 637. There we go. We're out 2. So we got 3 shares left at 658. So 647.50. 3 shares left. So what I would seek to do now, let's see where the 5-minute chart is. Yeah, we'll do the same thing. 3 shares at 647.50. Stop limit 648.21. Stop buy. Okay, we'll keep that there. So talk about taking conservative share size. You guys, I don't think you've ever seen conservative share size like this. So far we're up. You know, if I took profit now, we'd be up roughly 120 bucks almost on the trade. Okay, and so that was with 10 shares. And really, I took the first 10 shares off way too quickly. I should have let this play itself out. We really should be up over $200 on this trade right now. So that's, you know, that's kind of my fault. But guys, you know, I mean, it's the same story every single day. I mean, it's just, you know, this market has made me very nervous. I have not traded the same way, you know, from a psychological standpoint. It's torn me up. It's torn me up. And so it's going to take me a while to re-exercise my mental discipline and to build that strength back up and get back to where I feel, you know, much more confident. But nonetheless, and there's ways that I'm controlling that right now. There's ways that I'm seeking to remedy it. Obviously, one of those ways being just taking extra conservative share size, being extra careful on all of my trades. So yeah, it's been a good thing in that regard, but I really would like to get back to that place to where I could take a little bit bigger share size, still remaining conservative, but a little bit bigger share size with a little bit enough confidence to let my winners run a little bit more before taking that first partial. I'm pretty good, obviously, about letting my winners run. I mean, I've been on this trade for 10, 15 minutes now. And so, 20 minutes now. So, and I'm letting these last pieces kind of, work themselves out. But, again, a big part of my strategy in helping to let that conservative share size work for you is letting that conservative share size run more, further without, before you take that first profit. On a typical stock, you want those shares to run, like on a stock on AMD, you want AMD to run at least a good 15, 20 cents before you really take that first partial. Whereas with, something like Shop, I should have let it run 10 cents before taking the first 5 shares off, or excuse me, $10. I should have let Shop run $10 before taking that first partial. And you see, where I got in at 658, and we've run $20. Okay. So I should have let it run $10 without, taking that first 5 shares off. And really, even then, I might have only should have taken the first 3 shares off. I should have taken them off maybe, 2 or 3 shares at a time on a stock like this, because again, this stock is way overextended. It's possible we could move all the way down to $600. I could literally get a $58 move from where I was at. Okay. And that's where you really maximize this, conservative trading, this conservative style trading strategy. You let those shares run is as much as they can. You formulate your trade idea, and just don't back down, don't back off of it. um, yeah, Yoni B, I mean, I don't, you know obviously, yeah, we don't want to be too hard on ourselves, um, but we also have to be realistic with ourselves too, and you got to see the when the writing's on the wall, and so it really has been, it's been difficult, but it's not, there's nothing, I mean, there's nothing devastating about it. Obviously, I'm very positive as far as what I feel like the future holds here. I mean, I know things are going to level out, and we're going to work those mental muscles, that mental discipline. We're going to strengthen those areas again, and everything's going to be fine ultimately. I mean, we do know that, and I know that. Um, but at the same time, it's a pretty clear assessment here. But um, they're being more taken as lessons learned than anything else. I mean, it's to me, it's more of a, just try to learn a lesson. Yeah, you're right. Don't beat yourself up too much, but make sure you're learning a lesson. Just kind of a little balance of that. And so I'm kind of finding myself in that place right now where I'm um, just trying to maintain a balance on what that means and what that looks like. So and I may need to go ahead re-looking at this, reevaluating. It looks like if this pops over 645.50, that could be bad. So I'm going to move that stop limit down to 645.50, and we will put this at 647. 647.21, we'll say. Stop limit. So that's where the new stop's going to be on those last three shares. So we'll see if this pops, or we'll see if we can get continuation to the downside. Would love to see some continuation to the downside right here. But if we don't get it, that's fine. We did well on this trade. I feel pretty confident about it. I feel good about it. I mean, we'll come out. This will end up being an $80-$90 trade, and I'm good with that. I'm good with that. So Yoni B says, taking a bullish bet on the market even though I see it's very weak. Long. Okay. Well, here's the thing, Yoni B, and I'll agree with you on that note there, because if you really look at it, we've bounced off this critical area, this critical level right here, 275.46. We've bounced. I mean, we broke under it once, made a lower low, but we've come back up. We bounced on it again, made a lower high, came back up. So yeah, and we're breaking back up through VWAP right now. So I think it's very possible that we could get a little more upward momentum, but then again, today could be a choppy day. It could be one of those days where we just continue to bounce off this level time and time again. And then obviously the third scenario is that it finally breaks this level and makes a pretty strong move to the downside. Let me show you this one more time too, by the way. Let me just bring this up to give a little bit of perspective here. Think about this. This is a very critical trend line here, and we are still below this trend line, and we are weighing in on this critical level of support here at 275.46. We could blast right through this. We're already in my opinion, to really get into a little bit more of a bullish scenario, what I would like to see happen is here in the short term anyway, on the 5-minute, I would like to see a holding of VWAP, a breaking of this previous level, and then on the daily chart, a breaking above this trend line. That's when I would feel probably a little bit more bullish. Until then, I think out of the three different scenarios we discussed, It's either going to be chop, back and forth chop, or we're going to get a final breakdown through this support. If I had to call it, and put my money on it, and in a sense, I really am putting my money on it. Even with this trade with Shop, Shop will probably follow the SPY wherever it ultimately ends up going. You can see Shop has kind of been chopping a little here. Well, SPY's been chopping a little here, and but I think if SPY, continues to chop, or I think if SPY comes back down and tests this level, I think there's a good chance that it will break through. So we want to be mindful of that too. But I think it could totally hold that support. It could end up curling around. That is a possibility, especially in these markets, because as we all know, we've talked about it 500 times already. I mean, SPY just punches us all in the gut when we least expect it. I don't think anybody ever could have predicted. I continue to hear other, even well-seasoned professional investors and day traders out there talk about how incredible this move has been, and nobody would have ever foreseen this, not with how the economy is. So who knows? I mean, there's always that possibility that we make a V-shaped recovery and it just completely blows everybody's mind. And it'll be the first time in history anything, that we took a hit of this magnitude and made that kind of a recovery. It'll be the first time in history. We will witness we've already witnessed a historical moment in the stock market, but we will witness another historical moment yet again if it does that. I guarantee you. And look at this. AMD ended up crushing that level. Look at that, man. What a pullback after that too. So AMD is getting a good solid move now to the downside. We have broken the daily level here. We could get a bounce at 54.93. So it'll be interesting to see if it does that. I would like to be re-alerted on Shop if we tap, let's see, 628. So alerts, Shop, 628. I want to know when we hit that. Okay, let's check out Watt. Watt's making another possible move up. It's inching up. Let's look at Life. Life is even kind of inching up. VXRT, what was that ever able to do? Nothing. It's okay. We'll see where it goes from there. Okay. Shop looks like it's making a continuation to the downside. Netflix, mRNA, losing all of that steam. I even thought about it while it was up there. I just thought, this is chopping around a lot. Man, that would have been a great move. But it is what it is. NVAX getting pummeled. Wow. So NVAX is getting pummeled. mRNA is getting pummeled. I wonder if if it's all in sympathy. Really want to see Shop break 630. That'll be critical. And I would probably take one share off, believe it or not, at 628.21, because you got to think about it. We got 3 shares left and we're holding from 658.21. If I take that one share off, I'm spending $1, right? I'm spending $1 for that trade, for that ticket, but I'm making 30. And sometimes what I'll even do is I'll move it down an extra $1 just to make sure that and you know what? As a matter of fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do 627.21. So not only am I going to make $30, but if this can tap down, I am going to pay for the trade on that one share. Never seen conservative trading like this. So, but let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. And then I'll take probably the next one at 617, and then I'll take the next one at 607. And so that should set us pretty nice on the day. I don't know, it's coming back, so 640.99. So we'll do, I guess, 641, would it be? See if we can get this breakthrough. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to stop out at, I will stop out one share at 636. Okay, there we go. See if we can get a breakdown and pick that share off at 627. Can we get it? Close. Close. There we go. Got it. Got it, guys. Got one share off there. We're up 99.12 on the day, and I'm going to move my stop to, so here's what I want to see. If this breaks back up through 640, I want to get out on these other two shares. So we got two shares left. That means that we're going to make close to 40 bucks. Close to 40 bucks on those last. So I'll consider that a good day. And what I'll even do, let's look at the 2 minute here, and then let's look at the 1 minute. I mean, I could keep it all the way up here, guys. I could keep it all the way up here and just make 20 bucks on those last two shares. You know, because I could see this snapping all the way up to 640. I could totally see it doing that. But I am going to go ahead and take out one more share. I'm going to set an order at 617.21. Again, that will make me $40. Let me see, 48.38, 28. Yeah, $40 and pay for the trade on that one share. So let's see if we can do that. Let's see if we can make 40 bucks plus pay for that ticket. That would be at 617.21. Watt definitely a swing candidate for me. I'm not sure if they have an offering coming soon, though. Got to check. Yeah, that'd be interesting to know, Yoni B. That'd be real interesting to know, actually. And that's right up your alley, man. Swing trading. I'll tell you what, you guys that can swing trade, man, you guys are freaking awesome. Because I'll tell you right now, like I'd be overnight. I'd be shaking in my shoes. I'd be like, man, I hope this thing doesn't gap up, or I hope it doesn't gap down, or whatever. Whether I went long or short. But obviously, you take your capital capital into consideration when you're doing that. And I get it. I've talked to people that do that. It's not like you throw. Like you're prepared for it. Like what the risk is. Even if there was some kind of gap up or overnight gap down or whatever, that even if you had to take a loss, obviously it's only just a portion of your portfolio. Like I get that, but I don't know. For me, I wonder if I'd be able to sleep. I think I told you guys I actually did this. In and by the way, real quick, if it comes over 635, I am going to want to take one share off, stop limit at 636.21. So that way I'll make at least 20 bucks even after paying for the ticket. That'll pay for the whole trade on that. That'll pay for the in and the out. Let's see. So it's kind of what I've got right now, guys. But yeah, I did swing cryptocurrency several times back in the day, you know, and back even before the big run up in 2017. I did swing cryptocurrency. Two things about that, though. Number one, we were in a bull market. Number two, the markets were open 24/7. 24/7. So I could set stops. I could go to sleep because I had stops set overnight that, you know, if it did something drastic, you know, I would still get pulled out. I would still be fine. Um, let's see. Nuttergan got 140 scalping watt. I'm shaking. These low floats are scary as hell. Yeah, they are. You got to be careful, man. They chop around a lot. Some good, relaxed, stress-free trading there, Matt. Yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing all right on this one, but I am prepared for this to make a turnaround. And as a matter of fact, probably gonna, I'm probably gonna come out both of those. I'd probably like to come out both of those, yeah, if it does that. Yeah, I want to come out both of those. And I'll actually take that order off and I'll set an alert. So shop, set an alert at 621 on the bid. Watt back up to 350. Okay, guys, SPY looks like it could be getting a bounce. So, trading plan, trading plan changing a little bit here. Let's see. Well, SPY looks like it's holding that line again, and I'm wondering if shop would ultimately end up turning around at that point. We need to really see it get crushed here. Shop really needs to get crushed here. So I'm going to come out one share, and then I'll put a stop on the last share. SPY's teetering around that level. It's teetering around that level. Okay. SPY's about to crush that level, so 617.21. Gonna buy that share. See if it can get through it. See if this can break down through 621. I am going to put a stop limit at 625.21. And 626.01. Buy stop on that. If SPY gets the bounce here, I'm going to want to lock in profit on that share, because I can see this easily curling around, making a reversal all the way to VWAP. That's kind of where we want to stay away from right now. And then if it comes above 628.94, I want to get out my last share. Okay, we got one share left. $630.21, which will put me up at $28 on that last. Okay, and I want to know if you hit shop hits 620. Okay, so yeah, if it comes back up through these levels, there's no reason to stay in it. There's no reason to stay in it. I'm going to get out. I'll double check on the 5-minute too. Yeah, it has not broken through. Yeah, so this would be breaking this 5-minute candle high, and I would just want to get out. But if this can, if it can make its way down, might even consider adding in the break of 620. Just because, and I'll tell you why, because SPY looks like it really could crush that level. And if we get another $10 move on 5 shares, that'll be good. Bring my average down enough to where, all right, is SPY going to get the break? SPY looks like it's cracking that level. Is it going to hold though? That's the big question today. Is it going to hold? Might only want to add 3 shares here, just so I don't bring the average up too much. So if SPY bounces, I can still get out with a little bit of profit there. Okay, well, I missed the ad, so I missed the ad on that. So 626.98 is where we are going to set our stop, and I'm just going to hold on to that last share. So we're going to say 626.21 and 627.21, or we'll even do 628. Why not? Well, let's see. So it's actually 626.98. I would do it at 90. Wish I could take half a share off. Let's see, and then 627.90. We'll say 628.21, just to be safe, just to make sure we get it filled. Very spready stock. So, all right, gonna buy stop there, and hopefully we'll just continue to get the move down. I'd like to push this over 200 bucks today. That'd be great. mRNA, nice little pullback there. I wonder if NVAX, yeah, NVAX is following suit. Let's see here. Matt, run. All right, Sagar. Okay, so where's AMD right now? AMD has, boy, tell you what, this is one of those. And this is what I mean when I tell you guys, I have been just not even trading the way I normally would. Because way back here when we were, where were we at? Let's see, 56.46? No? Yes. When I went short at $56, I would have put my stop at 56.50. Okay, so when it was cracking down here through, where was it? It wasn't this first time because I remember it got a pullback. When it came down the second time, and I saw this bear flag, I would have gone 200 shares short, and not gotten out until the break of this 5 minute candle, which is almost 56.50. So I would have been risking $100, and would have easily held on to the first 100, for the first dollar move maybe, and then that would have been a $300 trade, but just again and this is what I mean. This is why trader psychology is so critical. This is why trader psychology is so incredibly critical. And people just don't get it. They just don't get it. A lot of these new traders coming in here thinking that they're just gonna, oh, I'll just take trades here, and I'll get in here and I'll get out here, and I'm sorry, it's just that's not how it works. And I think we all know better. I think we all know better. It's not how it works. And even as seasoned traders, we can get into such horrible, poor rhythms with our trading that we almost we almost just complete. It's like we almost forget how we used to trade. And we do. We have to work our way back there. We have to find a way to get back to that. So anyway, all right. So I've got my stop in, and it's obviously way up here. I feel like the break of 625 is probably really where I'd want to get out at. So I'm just going to move that down again. So 625, and we'll even do 625.01. So, and then we will get out at 626.21. So stop, buy. So even on that one share, we're going to make more than $30. Okay, so it's really at this point it's a matter of, well, are we going to make $160 today, or are we going to make $200 today? Because as long as the SPY remains weak, and by the way, SPY has cracked through this level, and it looks like it could continue making a solid move down. It may get a bounce here off of 274.07, but if we continue to move down, I think SHOP will follow suit, and I think SHOP could lose a tremendous amount of its value. By the way, shout out to Workdiver. Workdiver called SHOP this morning, and and what a great trade too. By the way, Workdiver. If you had gone long on this, obviously out the gates. I mean, this broke through a lot of levels. This ran up like 20 points right out the gate. So good job if you were able to capitalize on that. Even here in the chop, it came back, held the 9 EMA pretty much for the most part, squeezed back up through it, and made roughly, almost a 20-point move. So good job there. But I'm very thankful to Workdiver for calling this out, because this stock was extremely overextended, and I knew that if the broader markets were weak today, especially off of that news, there was even news talking about it. That was actually, I think, the headline verbatim. Like if the broader markets are weak, shop could make a critical pullback, and it completely did. So we're getting some good momentum here on it right now, even to the point to where I think I'm good to go ahead and bring my stop down to 620.01. So if we break 600, definitely going to want to know or be ready to look for that $70 move and see if we can pack on 200 for the day. So 620.01, 622.21. Yep. That's my next stop limit. So wishing I was able to get in those other 3 shares. Let's see. So we'll see. We'll see if it can come back above these levels here. It'll be critical if it can. We've got resistance right there at 620.86. I should actually move this up to 620. Well, no, because if it cracks the whole number, then it's going to be a lot more important. So there goes Watt. Stopped out on SPXL. Okay. It's time for bears to eat now. Yeah. Imagine that $50 profit with 1 share. That's insane. Yeah. This again, thank you, Work Diver, for pointing that out this morning. This is why I love having this community. We've got a lot of smart guys in this room. It's better to have 4 eyes on the market than 2. My 2 eyes aren't going to catch it. Better to have 8 eyes on the market. So I love the calls some of you guys, other guys out there make. And Watt, I don't know, guys. It's still kind of choppy. I'd be interested to see where VXRT is. Okay, VXRT is just losing its lunch now. So that's one that I don't even know if I can remove the. Well, I don't have alerts there. So and then Life. What did Life ever do? Yeah, Life is losing out too. So I'm going to remove Life, delete that. Netflix, where's that? 449. Okay, I can go ahead and take off that alert. Boeing 137. Okay, so Boeing is kind of getting at that level where it looks like it could push through. So it'd be interesting to know what happens if Boeing breaks. It's below this trend line. If the market stays weak, that might be another good trade. Shop is breaking 600. And I think I'll finally take it at 577. So 577.21 is where, and I think if it loses that daily candle, I think it can totally get that move. And I should be able to get that $70. There we go. It's getting crushed. There we go. So buy at 577. Let's see if we can get down there. Actually, you know what? I'll even go just to pay for some of these commissions on the day. Because if it breaks 584, oh yeah, we could get a good flush. So we'll say 567.21 is where I would want to get in. And I will gladly now move my stop down to, where would it be? 615. So we're going to do stop limit at 615.01, and then we'll take it at 616.21. So moving that stop limit down about another $5 there. SPY's getting a bounce on that level that I pointed out here. You can see what a perfect bounce, guys. These levels mean something, okay? If you ever doubt that, they mean something. Perfect example. Came right down, tapped it, and saw a little bounce. Now, it could continue to break through. We're at 274.07 right now. Now, that's the level. If it does break through, the next level I've got marked out, the next critical level, I should say. There probably are a couple other levels in between these levels, but the next critical level I've got is 271.42. So 271.42 if it cracks through this level. But it might hold it. It might hold it, and we need to be ready for that. So let's look back at Boeing. Boeing's a chop fest, though, so we've got to be careful with that. But this is a critical break. So, you know, plus we're doing well enough on the day to where I can risk a little. And even if I have to get stopped out, you know, that's fine. Even have to take a, you know, $40, $50 loss, that's fine. Oh, look at mRNA, just crushed through that trend line. It's coming back up to test that trend line and these moving averages. SPY's breaking down through that line. Shop may see continuation down to the 560s now. I think we should definitely get down to the 570s. Oh, I almost got in on that trade and I missed it. That would have been beautiful. Almost took that trade. Shop could be finding support. If it does not break this candle, I need to see it break down into the 570s. If it does not break that candle, I may put my stop above 5 minutes. I'll put it above 608. So I'm going to move the stop up to 608.21. Stop limit, and that will actually be 610. So we're moving it down another $5 on those last shares, or on that last share. Work Diver says, I got in pre-market and sold on second candle on open. That's why I called it out. Great job. Great job, Work Diver. Great job. And I'll tell you what, guys, it looks like SPY is wanting to hold this line. You see how it's being bought up to it. It's wrestling, though. It's wrestling. I mean, if it continues to go, I think Shop will continue to go. And I think some of these other tickers will continue to go as well. 608.76. That's really where that stop needs to be, 608. We'll say 51. Stop by at 608.51, because if it comes all the way up to, if it comes all the way up to 51, it's probably going to break that candle anyway. So, and it could do it quickly, and so I want to go ahead and catch it before it has a breakout. All right, so BYND, mRNA. Man, why didn't I take that trade? I was watching it, guys. I was watching it right at the break of 49, but would have been 200 shares. So, admittedly, I was a little nervous about that. PDD finally losing its lunch. So, you see here, guys, this is kind of the move I was looking for. It's another one of those days where, you've got great calls. They're just, your timing's just a little off on them. Great calls, timing is off. And it just, sometimes it happens that way. Sometimes it happens that way. There's really nothing you can do about it. But I will say this. So SPY looks like it is getting bought up. You see, it's really wanting to hold this line here. You know, now granted, we've got 50 seconds left in this candle, 45 seconds, well, 40 seconds. So see what it's doing on the 2 minute, see what it's doing on the 1 minute. It's got to break through all of this. It's got to just continue to come down. That's really what we need to see. Otherwise, it's probably going to hold and, you know, make a temporary pullback. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. There it is. There it is. Look at that. So it broke. It broke, but it's holding. Look at that. $273.61. We need to see this candle break $273.61. Look at this, guys. Such a struggle around this line here, and it could come up. It could come up. And it could come up and test the EMA. It could come back up and test this line right here. But I think we are in an overall downward trend at this point. The 15 minutes looking really good. The 30 minutes looking good. The hourly is looking good. So let's just see how this works itself out here. Shop is so this is I'm kind of at the place right now with shop where I think if it breaks above 600 in this 5-minute candle, let me double check on the 15-minute. Yeah, that would even be a break at the 15 minutes. So I think what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go ahead. I mean, it's nearing 11 o'clock anyway, or it is 11 o'clock anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and just say if this breaks out over 600, I'm going to want to get out. So $599.99, and we'll make this 601.21. We'll even make it 602 just to make sure we capture it. 602.21. So moving my stop up, we got a really good move. That's going to be still, you know, $58 on those last shares. So, but SPY is making a move to the downside, so we could see continuation to the downside on shop. I really need to see a break into the 570s if I'm really going to hold this all the way down to 567. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set an alert right here on shop for a break of 580. So if it gets to 580 on the bid, I want to know, and that is when I will re-enter that order at 567. You never want to leave, at least I don't never want to leave, I should say. I'll speak for myself here, and I think you guys would agree, but you never want to leave two orders on the table, because if one gets filled, you might forget the other one's still there, and you could get into a lot of trouble with that. I am speaking from experience. So, but yeah, so Yoni B says, very nice call work, Diver. Probably the best stock on Wall Street today. I'll bet it is. I'll bet it is. It was a great call. Note again, up 220 on Watt, not touching it anymore. Up 100 on Watt and down 90 between AMD and SPC. Wait, you said you were up 220 on Watt. Okay, wait. They're up 220 on Watt and 100 on mRNA. Great job. Great job. Down 90 between AMD and SPCE. Okay, AMD reversal play may be a bit too early in the day, but it seems to be a thing. Yeah, that very well might be a thing, especially if SPY ends up turning around just temporarily. I think SPY's going to continue to go down, but I think it could come up temporarily. And I think AMD could at least make a move up to this 9 EMA here. I think that's possible. It's had an incredible sell-off, but at the same time, you want to be careful that you're not catching a fallen knife here. So what I would do on stocks like this is personally just my strategy here. Sometimes you can tell on the 1 minute, obviously if there's a moving average crossover here with the 9 and the 20, that's going to be pretty strong. But also if we break out of this 53 level, which will also be breaking above the 20 EMA. And here's the thing, you would get the break above the 20 EMA and the break of this level here of resistance before you would actually get the moving average crossover. And so I would, instead of, so here's what would happen. It would break above this and then it would come back as the moving averages were starting to cross over. And if it could find strength, if it could find support here, then it would continue to move up. So you could play this two different ways. You could get in at the break to go ahead and just get in, or you could get in on the pullback. But either way, if you get into the long side, just give yourself enough room for it to move. Give yourself enough room. So shop could have made a double bottom here, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Definitely want to get out now at the break of 600. And what I might even do, let's see. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate the advice. You probably helped me save my winnings. LOL. Yeah. Good job to you too, Sagar. Good job. Good job. Everyone's doing well today, it seems. So props to everybody who in the trading today, or who's been trading today, especially for a lot of you guys who are long biased and we're in such a bearish market. I mean, I think that's great. I think that's great when you can still capitalize on your personal strategy, no matter what the market's doing. I mean, if you're short biased, and if you're short biased and the market's moving up, I mean, yeah, you're going to have some trouble, but there's still ways to capitalize. And if you're long biased and the market's moving down, yeah, you might have some trouble, but you're still going to, be able to capitalize, especially on some of these low floaters. I mean, they pretty much go in their own direction anyway. So let's see, shop. Now I'm going to want to get out at the break of 597. So moving my stop down, stop limit 597. Where is that exactly? So shop just hit 580, 597.37. So I would just take it at 597.01, and 598.21 would be where I would want to get out. So okay, we are down into the 570s. So what I'm pretty much looking for right now is some strong momentum all the way down into the 60s. And I think that's probably where I'll go ahead and get out. Could it move all the way down to, could this move all the way down to $500 today? Yeah, absolutely. I honestly don't think that's going to happen, but I think it could. And it really does kind of depend on how weak the market is today, what kind of a pullback the market as a whole gets. I mean, there's a lot of stocks that could move very irrationally to the downside today. But I would imagine that we would hold support. We had a lot of action, a lot of price action in this area here. So I don't know. I guess it could move down to 500. But I think more rationally, somewhere between the 520s and 540s. But so even though it could move down that way, it's late enough in the day. I've got some other work that I've got to get done today. So plus it does look like the momentum's slowing down a little. It does look like that it's possible. It's possible we could get a move down to, I'll tell you what would be crazy is if I put it my final take profit at 558.21 and made $100 off one share. If I made $100 off one share, and trades would definitely be paid for at that on the day. What do you guys think? So, good assessment note again. AMD could totally be going for gap fill right now. Could totally be going for gap fill. Okay, so want to move my stop down to 590.01. Stop limit 592.21. Okay. I don't know, guys. I don't know. This it's continuing. It's getting a continuation. So stop limit at 590.01, and then let's think about taking our profit. We'll see if we can get a full $100. So 557.21 and pay for the trade. Let's see if we can do that and pay for the trade. Let's just see. Boeing is really holding up. Look at these wicks. This is why I hate Boeing. But if it loses it here, I think it's going to lose it. I mean, I think there's going to be a great move on that. Shop down in the 560s. What do you guys think? Let's see when this hits 560. We'll say 561. Price, no, we'll say 562 on the bid. Okay. Market's continuing to move down. So I think I'm going to move my stop to 586.21, 587.21. So here we go, guys. This is monumental. I don't think I've ever done this in my life. I don't think I've ever done this. Ever. And can you imagine if I held on to those 10 shares? We'd be up $1,000 right now on 10 shares. It's ridiculous. 557.21. I've already made history because I've never even made $80 or $70 or $60. I've never made off of one share. Maybe trading TVIX. I mean, I might have made, I don't know, 20, $30 off of one share on TVIX, but I've never even come close to this much. But how cool would that be to make $100 on one share? That's what the title of my video would be. $100 on one share. People would have to watch that. People would have to check that out. That would be my recap video. So, Nuttergan says, you pull that off, I'll make an altar. You're crazy, man. Yoni B, $100 with one share will make your channel famous. Yeah, you might be right. You might be right. We'll see. Work Diver says, take profit, Matt. Well, I've got the stop in, Work Diver. I don't know if I announced it. I brought it down again to 586.21. So I'm good, man. I mean, if it goes back on me, I'm still gonna make what, 60, $70, $70, I think, off of that last share. So we'll clear $200. We will clear $200 on the day today. So the question is right now is, are we going to make $200 or are we going to make $230, $240 maybe even. So it's really just kind of a 20, 30, $40 difference, really. AMD almost at gap fill. Now, okay, let me point one thing out. Also, note again. Think about this. Think about this. It's the same thing that we've been dealing with time and time and time again in this crazy irrational market. Sometimes the chart patterns, the technical analysis just doesn't matter. Okay? So you may be thinking, oh, for sure we should get a gap fill. I'm telling you right now, if this market turns around and goes back up, you can forget the gap fill. AMD will crank up with the SPY. But one thing we've got going for us today is the SPY is weak. So even if the SPY gets a temporary pullback, the SPY would have to get like a major, major thrust back up and even change direction on the hourly, I think, for a lot of these other stocks to follow suit. But just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Because here's another huge strategy. For a reversal strategy, you could get a touchdown to 50 on the gap fill, and most people would think, okay, this has had a huge sell-off. It's over-exhausted. It's got to turn around. But again, if the SPY continues to come down, AMD, will follow suit. If the SPY continues to stay weak. Look at this. Look at on Boeing. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is Boeing. If Boeing was a human being, I would really want to slap him in the face right now, because he has slapped me in the face many a time. Man, mRNA, I'm going to remove that because that just doesn't even matter anymore. mRNA is just getting pummeled. Man, what a beautiful move. This is the stuff that's right up my alley, and I can't even believe I'm missing it. Netflix. Okay, Shop. Shop is starting to turn around. See where we're at on the 15-minute. So I would probably want to get in now. I think I'm going to move my stop limit down to 580. If this can break over 580, we'll say 80.21, and then we will put this at 581. Maybe even 582, we'll say. So let's just see. So this may stop me out, but I'll tell you what, if it starts coming back up, I want to go ahead and get out. There's no reason to stay in it after that. So if it breaks 580, 577, I should really do it then at 579 in anticipation of the break of 580. So, and then 581.21. Yep. So buy stop. So I'll take it there. And we'll be up a little over 200 on the day if it comes up. So PDD. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of potential reversals right now. But it could just be short term, so not too worried about it. NVAX continue to make moves. mRNA. SCO getting bought up again. But this has been chop fest today. Staying away from this stock. I'll leave it just for the fact, or for, let's see. see if we can get down in here. Let's see if we can break through. If we break through 563, I think we could get even down to the 540s. I think we could. And I would for sure take it there. But to be honest with you guys, I'm kind of half hoping that this just gets stopped out here. 577.07. I'll stop it out. Let's see, stop at 578.01. Buy stop there. So if this comes up, I'm going to want to go ahead and get out. I mean, trust me, the $100 off of one share video idea would be phenomenal if that could work out. Would love for that to work out. But at least here, I mean, I could still say $80 on one share, right? I think that's probably about what I'll make if it stops me out there. I'll probably make about $80. Yeah. So we're at 125.41. So SPY's still looking weak. Could be setting up for a reversal, temporary. Yeah, I don't know Notergen though. It might be good. Notergen, how much are you up on the day? Are you doing well? And if you are you what? Have you hit your goal? Have you hit? Well, I think you reported earlier. Let me see here in the comments. So you got to be up like 4 times your goal, right? You ought to just stop anyway. I wish I was up 4 times on my goal. I'd be up. Well, my goal traditionally has been roughly around $500, but here lately it's been like pulling teeth to even get that. But man, if I was up 2,000 on the day, yeah, 220 up. Haven't calculated commissions yet. Okay. Guys, we could do it. We could do it. Better go ahead and get that order ready. There's a lot back in this area too, so I need to be mindful of that. 554. Probably up 150 after commissions. That's 3 times your goal. That's good. 578, so 547. I would love to see that. So what I'll do, this is how I'll play it. If it starts dipping down into the 550s, you know, at that point, SPY should be continuing to get hammered, right? So if this dips down into the 550s and it pauses, or it doesn't, you know, it doesn't continue to find momentum and doesn't continue to go down, I will go ahead and take it at, you know, like 557 or whatever. But I'll go ahead and put that order out there in case we get a good massive sell off and flush down. And I mean, you know, like I said, if it's moving pretty quickly, I'll get it in, and I'll make sure that, you know, I take it in the 550s if it starts to pull back and if it starts looking bad. So So here's what I'm going to do, just so I can get out of this for now. Let's see, 562 bid. Okay, so it's there. We got 562 on the bid. And guys, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back, and then we'll wrap this up. All right, guys. Well, we've had a quick run up here on SHOP. So, what did I make? I was at 125, right? 120, right at 125. So, 80, roughly $80. I mean, that's close enough. So, $80 on one share. Made $80 on one share. When have you ever? So, thanks again to Work Diver for pointing out shop today. It was a great call, and of course, as Work Diver had said earlier, he was able to get in on it in pre-market and get a nice 20-point run up on it. And so people did well on this morning on longs. Obviously, except for the people who were buying up here at the top, but hopefully they all stopped out quickly. And but yeah, longs did well this morning, and then of course shorts did well. My only regret is that, well, I have two regrets. Number one, I should have taken 20 shares. Should have went 20 shares short on this. But number two, even with the 10 shares that I took, I should have waited for at least a good $10-$20 move before even taking that first 5 shares off the table. I mean, this easily could have been, you see I made $200 on this, but we could have easily made $300 or $400 on this. So, but again, I mean, I'm not trying to kick myself too hard here. I mean, I feel like this was a great trade. Made over $200 on 10 shares. $200 on 10 shares. I mean, come on. So, very few tickets today. Let's see. I got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 21, 2, 3, 4. 24 tickets. 24 tickets. So I'm probably ending the day up to 180 something after fees and commissions and all that. So I'm gonna take it. Trying to be content, guys. Honestly, yeah, $80 on one share. So Yoni B says, enough said. Yeah. Where was I at? I don't even know what I was about to say. So I'm trying to be content. With where I'm at. Trying to be content, that even though I've had to be extra careful and I'm not making as much money as I'd like to, green is good. And at some point, we're going to work our way back slowly. We're going to slowly, keep padding the account more and more. Thankfully, I haven't come close to dipping into my cushion, and so I'm happy about that. And these last couple of days have been good to continue to really Friday, Monday, today, been really good days for just continuing to to pad the account more and more. And so um, look at this. Look at Boeing. Boeing is finally making that move. Finally making that move. Feeling the FOMO so bad right now. And look at this. Look at this. We'll just paper trade it. We'll just paper trade it. But we'll say I jumped in with 100 shares. See where we go with it. I mean, this right here, this is huge. This is huge. I think we'll easily come down to test 134, maybe even 132. So, but Boeing, look at it. It continues to be a chop fest. Continues to be a chop fest. Look at this. What a critical break. And all it's wanting to do is fight and chop and pull back and PDD. Go ahead and remove that. AMD. So here's what I was trying to tell you guys earlier. So you had the breakout. You had the breakout past this point here, right? And then it pulled back. It pulled back and then found strength. We had the crossover, starts pushing up. So there was a move here from 52.27 all the way up to 52.76. Just a beautiful move. And it's even doing it with the SPY continuing to pull back. So nice reversal there on AMD. mRNA. See how close it looks. Yeah, it looks very close to NVAX. Gonna remove NVAX for now. ZM, everything looks the same basically. Oh, U.S. oil broke a key level, so of course SCO. Let's paper trade this. Let's say I get in 200 shares at 52. Say I take it right here, $52. Let's just say it got it at $52. And we are going for 52.50. So we'll go for a $100 move. Or we'll take 100 off at 52.30 for $30, and then we'll see where the other 100 goes. Stop out is at 51.70. Really need to break 30. So we would put, we put one share at 52.40, or excuse me, the first 100 shares at 52.40. We'll do that. There we go. Oh, not quite. Did it? There it is. Okay, so we got filled at 40. It's $40 right there, and we'll hold the other 100 shares and see where it goes. And we'll stop out the last 100, break even at $52. So if nothing else, we made 40 bucks on this paper trade. Watching US oil on my trading view chart, looks like it's pulling back a little. So, and we're out. So we made 40 bucks on that one. We'll say 30 after slippage, a little bit, a few dollars on slippage, a few dollars for fees and commissions. So that would have been a nice $30 trade for what? 3 minutes of our time. It's not bad. $80 a share, say no more. In fact, say less. That will be the recap title. Yeah. So should I title it? Well, I'll have to think about this. I might title it $80 a share, or I made $80 on one share in the stock market. Or $80 off one share of day trading. Matt, content. Yeah, 80 on one freaking share. I'll tell you what, guys, it's been an interesting day for sure. This has never happened before. This has never happened. I'll go ahead and show my executions too. Go ahead and pull them up. But I mean, look at this. Let me pull this out here. This is where I got in. This is where I went short. Right here, this little red dot. It's really kind of hard to see, but that red dot right there at 658.21. And look how quickly I took that first 5 shares off. Took that first 5 shares at 654. Man, I should have let that at least come down. At least come down to right here. Yeah, 648. Man, I should have at least let it come down to there. And then I could have held those other 5 shares for even longer. But our second take profit was here at 636. Our third take profit was here at 626. And then final take profit was, it's going to be kind of hard to see, but little green dot right here on 578.94. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful move. Oh, we're on a 5 minute. That's why it's so hard to see all this junk. So, I mean, yeah, look at that. Look, man, I should have waited for this to get down. For this move right here. At least the test of these levels. Take off 5 shares there. I mean, I would have been up, 70, 80 bucks on the first 5 shares. And then, yeah, maybe taken a couple here. I probably still would have taken a couple here. Maybe one here. And then let the rest ride. But anyway. And imagine if I had actually taken 20 shares. See, before the last few weeks, I would have easily taken 20 shares, maybe even 40 shares on this. I mean, this easily would have been a $700 move if I had taken this trade a few weeks ago, before I had been so wrecked by the market over and over and over again. But is what it is. Is what it is. mRNA, 5 minute breakout. You might be right. Might be right, but the market's still pulling, so a little hesitant on that. But of course, mRNA looks like it's probably moving independently from the market. Boeing is continuing to get hammered. I knew this was going to be a good trade today. It's so whippy. So whippy. I mean, let's do a paper trade here. Going short at 136.05. I'll stop out at 136.50. So risking 50 bucks. Man, Boeing is so Jerky. It's a jerk. It's a jerk. Boeing's a jerk. It's just not clean. It's not clean. Even if we get a break of 136, watch, it's going to stall out at like 138 or something like that. Or 135.98. Look at that. Clean break. It's just chopping around. So many people getting chopped out of Bowen right now. Bowen is just, I don't even know if it's tradable anymore. I mean, honestly. mRNA. I don't know. It had a breakout here over the 9 EMA, broke the previous 5-minute candle high, and got slammed down. So, I can't call it. I can't call it. Could just be a bear flag. BYND looking similar. Netflix looking similar. Shopify, Boeing continuing to make that move down. Choppy as ever. AMD, Roku, SEO. Okay. All right. There it is, though. There it is, Notigan. Let's see if it can hold. Let's see if it can hold. And the SPY's coming up. SPY's making a move up. But appreciate it, Sapera. Yeah. So, okay, guys. Honestly, I've got to go. I really do. I've got several things I got to still do today, work-wise, and so had a great time with y'all. This was really cool, and so yeah, I'll think about that, Sagar. $80 a share. $80 a share. Yeah, thank you, Work Diver. Thanks again for the call on shop today. Appreciate that. I'm glad you called that to my attention because that was actually nowhere on my radar. So thanks once again. Yeah, good job to you too, Notergen. Sounds like you made 3 times your goal after commission. So I think that's great, man. Now all you got to do is prove to yourself that you can walk away and take it. Yeah, Yoni B, appreciate you. And I hope you guys have a good rest of the day, and just kind of look out for that recap later. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I mean, I want it to sound, it's got to be catchy. It's got to be catchy. I mean, I definitely like the idea of what Sagar was saying, $80 a share. Just say like, day trading or successful day trading, $80 a share. I mean, something like that. But, also just thinking about, if we actually just put a little pizzazz on it, I don't know. I'll think about it. Like how to make $80 with 1 share of day trading or something like that. I don't know. I'll think about it though, guys. I'll think about it. I'll have a little fun with it later on. I'll try to get creative. But anyway, yeah, you guys have a good rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow.